to go ahead and do a colon dark startup of the Captain Sim Boeing 757. Alright, so first thing you want to do, make sure your parking brake is set. Next, Shift 2 brings up this menu which allows you to instant 2D access to the other panels. What we want to do is go to the overhead, and first thing we need to do is turn on the battery master. Next thing we need to do is get the APU going. So fuel pumps are on. Hit start, and that gets the APU running. Once you have juice to the APU, and it should say run when it's done. Okay, APU is running. Next thing we got to do is go through our flows. Now the first thing we want to do is align our INS. So let's bring up the CDU and go to index, position, initialization. We are at KSFO. And we're at gate Delta 4. You don't need to enter the gate. By entering the gate, that just gives you more detailed or more specific GPS coordinate. The gate is optional. Anyhow, the point is you get your GPS position here, click it, and then you enter it here. And then you can go ahead and set your INS gyros to align. Then you can hide the CDU, and then you go through your flows. So all this is good. Turn these on, yaw dampers. You want your hydraulic pump from engines left and right on. The electrical ones, leave those turned on. We'll turn these on once the jet engines have started. These are the annunciator panel lights. They're still open, or they're still on because we have doors open, because we got the GSX guys outside doing their thing. Battery is on. Standby power is auto. Bus tie left and right are on auto. APU generator is on. Utility buses are on. Your engine generators are on. They're set to on even though they're off because the engine isn't running. APU is on. Cockpit voice recorder, you don't need to test this. It's totally useless. But then up here, arm your emergency lights. Passenger oxygen, don't touch that. That lowers oxygen masks. Window heat, turn these on. Ram air turbine, if there's ever hydraulic failure on the aircraft while you're flying, you lower this, and it's basically a windmill that pops out below the aircraft, and that provides emergency hydraulic power to the aircraft. Or I'm not sure, it could be a generator, I don't recall, but the point is it's a backup system. Engine start, leave those to both. Leave these at auto. Fuel pumps, go ahead and turn on all of them for now. Center pumps, I can leave those off. We're good to go on fuel. Wiper is necessary. Anti-ice is not necessary where we are. And here you can go ahead and run your message. This is your announcement. And in this case, we want to play message 8, which is the top row, third from left.
Hello ladies and gentlemen, from the flight deck it's the captain. Very warm welcome on board this Boeing 757. We're just about ready to push back from stand now and start all engines. I would ask that you pay full attention please to the cabin crew's safety briefing that you'll be shown fairly shortly. In the meantime, make yourselves as comfortable as possible and enjoy the takeoff. Thank you.
Next, fasten seatbelt, no smoking. This is the pressurization panel. Leave that the way it is. Equipment cooling. Sleep, who gives a rat's ass about that? Trim air, turn that on. Flight deck, forward cabin, aft cabin. This just controls the air conditioning. Leave it at 23, that's fine. Packs, leave it auto. And you want to turn on the isolation and the APU. Make sure these are on and these are on. Point is, these lines are there. You want to make sure those lines are there. Okay? And that's it for the overhead panel. Next, go ahead and get your ATIS briefing. Let's make sure that works. See if it works. Not hearing anything. That's because the avionics master, there is no avionics master switch on the Captain Sim 757 or any 757 for that matter. However, your radios won't work unless the avionics master is turned on in the simulator. So what you got to do is, I have a switch mapped to avionics master, so once I put this on, it should work. There it goes.
ILS, runway 19er left and visual, runway 19er right in use, landing and departing, runway 19er left and runway 19er right. VFR aircraft say direction of flight. All aircraft read back hold short instructions. Advise controller on initial contact you have Yankee.
So, runway 19er is our departure, and altimeter is 29er88. So we can go ahead and set those up. 29er88. It does work. Runway 190, or runway 19, so our heading needs to be 190. Flight director is on. Our initial speed is going to be 250, and I'm just going to go ahead and punch in our cruising altitude, which is flight level 350. Alright, there we go, 350. So autopilot will turn that on at the right time. Continuing with our flows, we want to make sure we select takeoff. I'm not going to derate the engines, not necessary. Reject the takeoff with the auto brakes, make sure that is set. Continuing with the flows, you want to make sure your transponder is set to standby and your weather radar is on and set to standby. Alright, next thing you need to do is configure your flight management computer. For this, I'm going to go ahead and cut a separate track. So I'm going to bring this up, cut a new track. Now for the flight management computer, I already have another video on my YouTube channel that talks about this. So I'm just going to go ahead and skip this part and carry on with the rest of the startup. Okay, we can go ahead and close the CDU. And at this point, I want to say we are ready for startup. Aircraft doors. Let's go ahead and close our aircraft doors. Our GSX guys are still there. Let's go ahead and button them up. All those doors are closed. There we go. Panel lights. We forgot about the lights. So for the lights, we need to go ahead and turn on our position lights. Turn on the logo lights. Play a message. 1. Bottom row, first left.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome on board this Boeing 77. May we remind you that your hand luggage should be placed in the overhead compartments, and in the interests of safety, heavy bags or bottles must be placed.
Note V-speeds. We have not noted the V-speeds. There we go. We're done. I just didn't note them. Alright, so we have V1, 130, 133 for VR, and V2 is 137. Set EFIS, range to 20 miles. Route confirm, we've already done that. Let's go ahead and set this up. This needs to be on map. And 40 is good. Cockpit lights as needed. Flight director is on. Clock set, throttle is closed. And we are ready for engine start and pushback. So, next thing we need to do, let's go ahead and get our runway assignment.
San Francisco ground, US Air 757, request taxi from south, departure with Alpha. US Air 757, taxi to and hold short of runway 19er provided using taxiway Alpha Echo. Contact tower on 120.5 when ready.
Runway 19er right. Trim needs to be set to 3.3. That's about right. And now we're ready for pushback. Prepare for pushback and departure. 5. We want straight pushback. Manual stop. No. Let's see what this does on the outside. Let's go ahead and check our flight controls.
Departure check completed. Flight has been inserted. Remain parking brakes. Commencing push. All engines clear. Start at will.
Alright, we can go ahead and start our engines. All we need to do is go to the overhead panel, turn on all the fuel pumps, turn off the packs, and we will start with the right engine. Right engine started.
Set parking brakes.
Now we can start the left engine.
Unlocking gear. Tow truck disconnected. Live has been removed.
Next, turn our packs back to auto. Make sure all the lights here are gone. Turn on the electrical hydraulic pumps. And then come here and make sure everything is gone. And the only thing that's left is a parking brake. And that's it. That's how you do the cool and dark startup.
Right is clear.
Thank you. And that's how you do the cool and dark startup for the Captain Sim Boeing 757. At this point, I'm going to go ahead and cut a new track and resume my flight.